Morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Friday, the 27th day of September 2024. Happy Friday. I hope you're all safe and healthy today. We're all safe and healthy here in Florida after Hurricane Helene came through. And I hope everyone under the sound of my voice that caught that wrath from that storm is safe and healthy as well. Prayers for them. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field and, of course, with the first responders who were out here all night with the hurricane, saving lives. Blessings also upon those that pick up garbage, keep our places clean or cleaning up. Blessings also upon those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses upon the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that do these things. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. Over 600,000 men, women, children, families, veterans, senior citizens, homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So, couple things. And we got a couple things to go into real quick today. First, I'm going to start off with John Starks. Now, before I play the videos, I put it out there on Twitter yesterday. Many of y'all may not have seen it. But John Starks, of course we know, he is part of Knicks Nation, part of the Knicks fabric. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Played a big role in the 90s Knicks. Not only that, he owns a car dealership now, still in New York. He's not from New York. He's from, I think, Oklahoma. But he's been in New York. He's a New Yorker. And he still works for the Knicks. Now, being that's the case, that he works for the Knicks, he's not going to say anything that's going to create problems for the Knicks. He's a company man. Let me put it that way. John Starks is a company man. So when he's talking, he's basically, if he's giving you information, he's giving you real information. This is like the Ian Begley type situation. He's not giving you information based on speculation. Okay, he's telling you what it is. All right. So I want you to listen to this clip. If you could hear it, it's a minute long. So listen to this is what John Starks was saying at the Julius Randle and Earl Monroe event in New York the other day. By the way, it was heavy New York presence from management, coach, whatever. Really, this team is together unlike most teams. I mean, I'm not saying Knicks wasn't never together, because the Clyde Frazier Knicks, Willis Reed Knicks was tight. But this team has got the same tightness as that. And events like this showed it. But anyway, I want you to listen to John Starks as he's asked about the New York Knicks.
Do you feel like it's something the team needs to replace and get another center in here, or you find the guys
you know what? You know, guys had to step up. As simple as that. It's kind of like last year when Mitch got hurt. Hardenstein stepped up and fulfilled his roles, and guys gonna get an opportunity to play. And so what you do at that time is up to you, man. But I'm fairly sure these guys been working very hard, you know, over the course of the summer to be ready for moments like this when they do get their time. And you know, I'm talking about, you know, Sims. He's going to get an opportunity to play. So I'm looking forward to some big things out of him. And, you know, but management's always looking out there. You know, you always got to try to improve. And if it's something out there is good, I'm pretty sure Leon them is probably going to look at it.
Last thing for me, I know we talked a lot during the playoffs. We were very high in the team national junior run. How good do you think they can be this year?
All the way to the championship. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I thought we was that last year. I think injuries truly derailed us last year.
Yeah. Feel like it's something.
So that little clip revealed a lot. Okay. First of all, now we know. All of the people thinking that Julius Randle is going to start at the 5 spot, please stop. He's not. And Tibbs never said that. Now we understand, if you want to, that even going back into the summer, like August, the Knicks knew they would be without Mitchell Robinson, that there was at least a good possibility, and they were already preparing for where we at now. We're all finding out, as of like the last 10 days, that Mitchell Robinson won't start the season. But it's no surprise, and even Ian Begley said it's no surprise to anybody in the Knicks. It's no surprise to the organization, to the coaches, to the management. No surprise. They all knew, players. So Stark started off very general. Guys that worked hard, they need to step up. But then he wanted to zero in on who he was talking about. He said, I'm talking about Jericho Sims. He's going to get an opportunity to play. Jericho Sims is going to start at the 5. Okay? And we've been saying, and I've been saying, I got full confidence in Jericho Sims. Some of y'all now looking at some video, which is good, and understanding what many of us already understood. Sims can handle this business. Okay? He just needs minutes. A lot of times in the league, not all the time, but a lot of times in the league, there's just not opportunity for a guy to play. Okay? And guys got to bide their time. See, we talked about Deuce McBride as, a real good example of this. He comes into the league and he's behind IQ. He's behind IQ. IQ is in front of him as in the point guard rotation. He's not even, he wasn't even second string. He was third, and he wasn't getting no minutes his first 2+ seasons. Then all of a sudden last year, his third season, he gets opportunity. And he's ready. And he blows it out of the water. Okay? And so it was always there, but he just didn't have the opportunity. And you can't always get it. Some of y'all start whining like, it's not fair. This is the league, man. Now everybody gets their chance. So when you get it, you got to be ready. Okay? So now Jericho Sims has been playing behind Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein for the last couple of seasons. Now he gets his chance. Okay? He gets his opportunity. Matter of fact, prior to Hartenstein coming to the Knicks, he was a backup with the Clippers after coming from overseas. And then he was the second unit guy. And Jericho was starting when Mitch went out, and Hartenstein was just that solid second unit guy until both Jericho and Mitch Rob got hurt. Then Hartenstein gets his shot. And now he gets $90 million. This is his chance. That was his chance. As John Starks mentioned, that was his chance. He took advantage of it. Now it's Jericho's turn. And now I don't honestly expect, if Jericho ends up being better than Hartenstein, I'm going to be very happy. As all of y'all going to be very happy. But I'm trying to keep, and many of y'all go off at the, y'all fly off the handle with expectations. And that's cool. But I'm trying to keep my expectations real. If Jericho can simply be effective in rebounding and in defense, which I'm very sure he can. If he adds offense to it, great. But I feel like as a full-time starter, we could get 8 points and 8 boards a game from him. And really good defense, especially when he's surrounded by a really high-level defensive unit with both OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges in it. So you bring that, plus the experience he has with Tibbs. So now I guess what I'm saying is, that's different from what I said yesterday. John Starks just confirmed what we already knew, what I already knew. Jericho Sims is your starter at the 5. He's going to get his opportunity. He's going to be the starter for at least 30 games while the Knicks are not only trying to win, but trying to figure it out. And as Stark said, which is what Tibbs says all the time, if there's opportunities, they'll find it. Okay, so, and that's standard. That doesn't mean Sims is going to be traded. Some of y'all, again, run off crazy. Well, that means he's going to be traded. No, it does not. What it means is if it's not working out, they will look and see what's available. And they, of course, the Don is the Don. I've been saying that because he plays chess. He's already got stuff that he knows he could call on, lined up. He's already got a package. He's like, he goes shopping. He's got a price in mind. He knows what he's looking for. And if he can get that price, he'll buy it. If he can, he'll keep on going. So that's already set. Many people ain't even caught up to that yet. And it's been more than 4 years now. But the Don plays chess, and that's chess. That means you hope Sims works out. You hope Precious works out. You're going to give them a good 30 games of opportunity. If they fall on their face, you got plans already that you know how to attack it. If they don't, you keep on going. You don't need no trade. Okay? See, unlike some of y'all just get, I don't know, it's like somebody that needs to get high on crack. You need the trade to keep yourself, I don't know, you just need to talk trade. But realistically, we try and win this chip. Okay? If it means a trade, we'll do a trade. But if we don't need it, that's better. It's better to win with the team you have developed, because that is long-term sustainable. Okay? And that's what we're looking for. Long-term sustainable. That means you get your team together and you try your best to keep them together, which is very difficult in today's financial situation in the NBA. So you really try to develop. And fortunately for the Knicks, they never had to go out and pay exorbitant prices for a superstar like a Kevin Durant. They never did a Kyrie Irving. They never got a LeBron James. But they developed the Julius Randle into a two-time All-NBA player. They believed in the Jalen Brunson, who is now All-Star and All-NBA. They believed in OG Anunoby to give him a 5-year, $200 million deal. They signed Mitchell Robinson to $60 million when people were thinking he shouldn't even get that. And some of you are still talking that stupidness. They really picked and chose and developed and built brick by brick till they got a juggernaut right now. Okay? And so you want to keep that together as long as you can, because that's how many championships you might be able to win if you could do it. But the first one we got to get right now, that first chip, we got to get it. And that's what they're trying to do. Starks just told you. Jericho Sims is getting ready to start. He's getting ready to get his opportunity. Then, of course, like he said, he believed they could have did it last year, but injuries held them up. And I believe that too. I was telling y'all that. But we even better now. See, last year, we started an R.J. Barrett that was not yet reaching into his own yet, still developing, and I think he's going to reach his own this year in Toronto. An IQ which couldn't get the starting nod because he's behind Jalen Brunson, too good to really sit on the bench. He's starting in Toronto, but now we replaced that with OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges. Yeah, they ready to go. Now, before we finish, hats off to a legend, DRose. Youngest MVP in history. Once a Knick, always a Knick. He obviously needs to retire a Chicago Bull. And he needs to have his uniform in that rafter. He's retiring his number. They should do that. He's obviously going to be a Hall of Famer. Derrick Rose, in my view, along with Kyrie Irving, the two greatest finishers in NBA history. And that's saying a lot because there's been some great finishers in the NBA. But Derrick Rose and Kyrie Irving. Now, Derrick Rose and Kyrie Irving, they both like unreal finishers. But they did it in different ways. Derrick Rose was in his prime, one of the most athletic, and that's again saying so because the league is the greatest athletes in the world. You know, one of the most athletic players I've ever seen, Derrick Rose. Okay, and he did it with that exemplary athleticism, finishing, ridiculous, float game, hanging in the air game, dunk game, unbelievable. Whereas Kyrie does it below the rim, you know, which even makes it a little tougher. He uses angles and stuff so, you know, and I'm saying I enjoyed every minute of watching Derrick Rose play basketball. Please, I mean, with all the off-court stuff aside, enjoy where you got Kyrie Irving because you ain't going to see that kind of stuff you don't see a lot. This is what makes basketball enjoyable to watch. So, Derrick Rose is retiring from the league, and hats off to him. I hope he wants to coach and he comes to be with the Knicks, with Tibbs, you know, and that's the thing. Once a Knick, always a Knicks. I remember the first time. No, the second time. It was the second time he came to New York. First time he came to New York, they misused him. It was ridiculous. I was so disappointed. I learned a lot from that Phil Jackson era in this regard. When they had Carmelo, DRose, and KP, I said, oh man, they're going to be fourth in the East. But I made the mistake that a lot of people still are making. I was only looking at it offensively. And that's why Derrick Rose said we wanted the super teams at the time. But there was no defense there. Hornacek didn't teach no defense, didn't preach no defense. They ain't play no defense. Okay? And so scoring don't mean nothing if you ain't got no defense. And they were the terrible defensive team. Okay. The second time Rose comes, and now it's Tom Thibodeau, a defensive coach, and he arrives in New York, and if y'all remember, he looked in the camera and said, "What's up, Tibbs?" And he turned around and walked away. That tells you everything you need to know about the relationship between Tom Thibodeau and Derrick Rose. There's two dudes that will always be like Tom Thibodeau. You know, we talk about him having grandchildren like Emmanuel Quickly, and now, you know, he's got, you know, he loves Josh Hart. We know that. But Taj Gibson and Derrick Rose got a place in Tibbs' heart that nobody else has, and nobody else will. Okay, it just is what it is. And so, and DRose is that dude. So we hats off to DRose. We ain't got to worry about him financially. Dude done did very, very well. He's made probably in excess, I know, of $250 million between his sneaker deals and his basketball stuff. So he ain't worried about no money. But we just pray that he does well, whatever his next endeavor is. I'd like him to come join the Knicks staff. The guards could use him. Any guard on any team could use some instruction from DRose and some work ethic, because he worked his tail off from when he was in before high school even. He was working his butt off, you know, working very hard, always team oriented, always wanting to win. Unfortunately, never won a chip, but that's why I need him to come join the Knicks staff, because we're getting ready to get one. I'd like him to be part of that. But anyway, hats off to DRose. Like I said, one of the greatest players to ever play the game in NBA, in the league. The greatest finisher I ever seen. Hats off, DRose. Best to you, bro. Shalom, y'all.